Green flag flies at the Speedway. Palou is on the inside of Rossi, but Ericsson has bolted. Ericsson sprints away from Joseph Newgarden and is doing what he did a year ago.
The second year in a row we see him unleashing the dragon as we see almost contact between Palou and Ferrucci. Ericsson leads out a one.
Ferrucci threw a shoulder at Alex Palou and said, "Don't you dare." Ferrucci trying to get a draft off Newgarden and Ericsson, but Newgarden with a monster run off turn two.
Joseph Newgarden has never won the Indianapolis 500, and he's ahead on this last lap. Joseph Newgarden, is this the moment when the pain ends?
By one.
The drought, is it over for Joseph Newgarden, or does Marcus Ericsson have something?
By two.
Team Penske at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Joseph Newgarden finally wins the Indianapolis 500.
Still there, got a wing on you. Still there, got a wing. Still there. Still. It's clear behind him. Still there. Still. Still got a wing. Clear behind him.
And we asked the question that we asked you a couple of hours ago. Does anybody have anything for Joseph Newgarden? Will Power ducks out of the draft? Power goes to second immediately.
Power pushing Rosenquist all the way up into the dirt. That's going to cost him a ton of
Wow.
spots. McLaughlin sideways trying to keep out of Rosenquist.
McLaughlin was begging for tires, but he has to hang on for 3 more laps. And what does that do? Alex Palou now right up into third position. That is not good for Newgarden.
Palou into third, podium position with 2 to go, but it's side by side. Felix Rosenquist on the bottom, McLaughlin up top.
McLaughlin told us on the radio he is barely hanging on. He's almost crashing. Dixon dives for the inside on Herder. Newgarden's got over half a second on his teammate Will Power. They're coming to the white flag. 1 to go. Less than a mile. McLaughlin is just dropping like a stone.
But remember, these cars are still a lap down. He is still in 5th as the last car on the lead lap. At the top of your screen, it's Joseph Newgarden out front.
Stand up and pay respects to this man, the king of corn country. Joseph Newgarden wins the weekend, does the double in Iowa.
We were talking about this penalty for Alexander Rossi in the Kirkwood contact in pit lane.
Lead,
Oh,
battle
lead
to the
change.
lead.
Here we go.
Has caught Joseph Newgarden.
Caught and passed. He was over 2 seconds behind Joseph. Joseph not really in traffic at the moment, side by side.
Newgarden does not want to relinquish that lead. O'Ward has something more to say about it.
Wow, that was a forceful demonstration from Pato O'Ward.
And here comes Dixon. Do not discount the 5-time winner here, the 6-time series champion. He is not out of it with 7.5 laps to go.
Meanwhile, the 2 strongest cars all day run side by side, nose to nose with 7 to go at the line.
This is just awesome. Inches between cars at 200 plus miles an hour. David Malukas now on the top side over Alex Palou to put himself up onto the podium, maybe. But Palou's not giving up.
Look at Newgarden driving the car behind him, trying to make dirty air for O'Ward. O'Ward's got a great run. He might get to the front.
They almost hit. They almost hit the front 2.
You want to talk about crowding? Now is the case in point. Pato O'Ward getting right up beside the number 2 of Joseph Newgarden. Not trying to give him an inch more than he needs. Trying to force that lift right now. Both drivers flat out. The spotters are working overtime right now, Townsend.
And these are 2 very clean race drivers. Make it 3 as Alex Palou wants to mix it up once again, but O'Ward hanging high, but he's using up those tires.
When I looked in the mirrors and I saw it was Joseph, I said, oh boy, here we go. And it's on again. 1, 2, 3 teammates and Newgarden on the inside. He grabs second. He grabs the lead. What can't this guy do here?
2 passes for the Corn King in one corner. He is eating. Ericsson doing a great job on the start and restart as Will Power now goes to the high side. Now Award has momentum.
And a challenge for the lead. Scott McLaughlin on the inside. Joseph Newgarden hanging it out. Up top, he's going to have the advantage coming off, but he's under threat now.
Newgarden with a big old squirmy wiggle on the high line. That almost got away from him. Newgarden not interested at all in running second place today.
And the teammates are together again. It's 1, 2, 3 Team Penske. Newgarden's got over half a second on his teammate Will Power. They're coming to the white flag. 1 to go. Less than a mile. McLaughlin is just dropping like a stone.
But remember, these cars are still a lap down. He is still in 5th as the last car on the lead lap. At the top of your screen, it's Joseph Newgarden out front.
Stand up and pay respects to this man, the king of corn country. Joseph Newgarden wins the weekend, does the double in Iowa. Unbelievably dominant performance from the Hitachi Chevy.
Guys.
And he says, now I'm happy.
I like it. You like that?
Here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, ready to go, and the green flies here at the Brickyard. Ericsson will see that first and take off.
Remember that last restart went crazy. Now we're just 44 laps from an Indy 500 win. What's going to happen now? Joseph Newgarden to the high side of Ericsson going to 1.
And Ferrucci on the outside from 5th to 3rd in the one move.
Great outside move from Santino.
The best of the alternate strategy. Pato O'Ward sits in 12th position.
How
Keep
about
your eyes on him.
Santino Ferrucci? AJ Foyt Racing is now 2nd in the Indy 500. 40 laps to go. Lead this race. We're good on fuel. We'll make one more pit stop.
One more stop. He's going for the lead on Memorial Day weekend in the Stars and Stripes.
All clear, all clear.
AJ Foyt Racing with Santino Ferrucci leads the Indianapolis 500. The feeling never goes away. Performing on a stage in front of 300,000+ people. This is, and always will be, the greatest spectacle in racing. This is the Indianapolis 500. And Alex Palou leads very strong into turn 1. Renus VK and Felix Rosenquist with Scott Dixon going high.
Side by side with Scott Dixon there. A great move from the veteran. We got 2 wide all the way down through turn 1. As we see turn 2 now, everyone files through clean.
A couple of drivers thought about it, going side by side. I'm looking at Takuma Sato, Tony Kanaan in that orange and black 66 at the back. And this is how Newgarden got by. Turn 2, just spins it up a little bit with a little bit of a moment. Had to wait on the throttle. McLaughlin's been running the high line, making me a little nervous as he flirts with that seam of clean racetrack to marbled racetrack.
He fought Newgarden hard, didn't he?
It's like getting the star in Mario Kart when you get those new tires running around a bunch of drivers on lap 40, 50, 60 on their Firestones. But it's such a crucial part of the race.
Here we go.
Gotta rock.
Oh, look at this. Newgarden's not sticking around anymore.
It looked like he threw a shoulder at Will Power there at the exit of turn 2.
7/8 of a mile to go until Joseph Newgarden gets win number 5 here at Iowa Speedway. He was filthy after qualifying. He was so frustrated. He was angry. And that anger is going to dissipate now. He is the king of corn country. Iowa Speedway sees Joseph Newgarden win again. That's win number 5. And he is dominating the oval competition this 2023 season.